We find ourselves at the home of the world's first retractable natural grass field as you get a look inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Detroit Lions and the Arizona Cardinals. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. On first down, Mahomes. Open man is Howard, the tight end. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Well, for these two franchises, the Lions and the Cardinals, it all began back on a Sunday in October of 1930 when the Chicago Cardinals visited Portsmouth, Ohio to play a scoreless game against the hometown Portsmouth Spartans in front of 6,500 fans. 4 years later, the Portsmouth Spartans would move to Detroit. But anyways, 90 seasons later, after some rebranding, a couple relocations, one of the oldest rivalries in the NFL still lives on. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete. A gain of 10, first down Arizona.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally, down at the 36-yard line. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. On first down, they go right back to Hunt. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
On 2nd and 7, Mahomes. He finds Howard, complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 21.
I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is starting.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Shaq Lawson's one of those guys that after a while you quit just trying to define him by a position. Defensive end, outside linebacker, doesn't matter. He knows how to get upfield and spill some plays.
So disruptive. What makes him so disruptive?
I think it's strength. If you see his upper body, I mean, he's got some strength up there and some really good hands, but he's got some surprising quickness.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A 22-yard touchdown ground. And the Cardinals take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Excellent start there. First drive of the season. Big-time success putting it in the end zone.
And remember, that was done without any real map of how to do it. In other words, the deeper you get into the season, you get game film to work off of, tendencies to work off of. The first drive of the season, things can be entirely different than what you've seen in the past. It's a really good job of execution by them.
This one fielded at the 5. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down at about the 15. A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman, and he'll be taken down at the 18. Tremaine Edmonds, the Bills' leading tackler as a rookie last year, in on the stop there.
Second and 6 at the 18-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. Now it's Jackson. And he hits his running back, Tevin Coleman. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Just a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that'll give them a first. Here's a quick throw out wide to Humphries. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
From the 27, Jackson, incomplete. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
He may try and run for this. That will go for 9 yards and a first down on the keeper.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run with Coleman on first down. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker, was the one disrupting there defensively.
Second and 12 at the 35-yard line.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. From the gun, Jackson. He gets it to Humphries. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? First down, Detroit. 16 yards on the pickup.
First down, Detroit.
They'll run on first down. It's Coleman. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Tremaine Edmonds on the tackle. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 24-yard line.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. He's He's got the first down inside the 10. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, first and goal.
Here we go.
And now Jackson will look to throw it to the goal line, but it's incomplete. He was hoping to get that one to Tevin Coleman in space, but it'll be second and goal.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Lamar Jackson keeping it himself from 8 yards out as they are now on the board here in the first half. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
Oh, Davis from the top rope. I like it. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Yellow. Go on, 80. 56. Hey, get away.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On second and 1, Mahomes, deep ball for Goodwin. He's got it at the 15. Touchdown, Cardinals. Marquise Goodwin, 66 yards. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Clelin Ferrell brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. He's got room to run past the 20. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. This time Jackson will throw it. That's taken in by the tight end Perkins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
First down, Lions.
On first down, Coleman. And 3 yards there, takes him to the 45.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 45 on second down, Jackson taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
At their own 12-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
No gain on the play there, second down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. 12 yards to pick up, good enough for an Arizona first.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now a play fake here on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
On second down now, it's Coleman. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. 22 yards as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34.
At their own 34-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They start from scratch here, so to speak. 14 all following the interception last time that led to a score. Now they've got it first and 10.
He's going. Hey, alert 3, alert 3. Hey, Ripple is 6 to Mike, boys. 56. Check.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And an alley to run. There he goes left side. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. He is a difference maker at the linebacker position. He had a pick 6 last year, remember it. But it's different for those guys, isn't it, than a corner or a safety?
It certainly is, because sometimes they're pattern reading, seeing what the receivers are doing. Sometimes they're spot dropping, just getting to a place on the field and finding the quarterback and going to the ball. But remember this, these linebackers, at one time in their life, a lot of them were running backs. And they love having the ball back in their hands and making big moves towards the end zone.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
All comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Mahomes firing complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it a second down. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
You gonna see me in your nightmares, son.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes, and he fires one incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down.
65.
And again, it's Mahomes. Goodwin able to haul it in. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. They'll toss it to Hunt. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
They'll try to run with Hunt, and he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. Taking it in from 2 yards out as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go and punch one in the end zone and go into the halftime feeling a heck of a lot better about ourselves. Let's go get this done.
Yeah, tie things up, and then you got a brand new ball game. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. They'll roll him out right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And that's going to be intercepted. The all-pro corner, Patrick Peterson. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will do it for this first half. So we're at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This will be taken very short. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Space to maneuver at the 40. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
And that's another big-time run. And it sure looks like the leverage game is being won by the offensive line. They're the low man on just about every snap, and they're winning, pushing back the defensive front and creating great space for their runners.
They'll run on first down. Coleman. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Damon Harrison, the one on the stop.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down. Hey, number 28, Mike, he's coming. Pick it up, defense. That's it, huh?
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That second down play nets a -4. There's Jackson on 3rd and long. And that will be incomplete. It appears they're going to come up empty on this first drive of the second half, still down by that slim margin.
Yeah, and that's okay. You know, when you sit and analyze it, they're not happy about what happened, having to go to the bench. But this gives them a chance to let their defense do some work while they on the sidelines go over what they're doing offensively and formulate a proper plan.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
At their own 22-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. One play has them to the 37 here for 1st and 10.
What we got? What we got? 43! 43!
To throw, it's Mahomes. Deep ball for Goodwin. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Mahomes now to throw. Deep ball for Goodwin. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown, Cardinals. Marquise Goodwin. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Cardinals push further out in front. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the 3rd quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I've been telling my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Jackson, always a threat to run. He's got the first down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. On first down, it's Coleman. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Under 10.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Jackson, open man is Jacob Hollister. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards.
First down, Detroit.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Randy Gregory. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
Second down.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
It's our deal. Hey, it's our.
He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Jackson. He finds Humphreys. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 12-yard line. Now Jackson on first down, sliding out of the pocket, incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds, because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Jackson to throw again. They'll find Hines out of the backfield. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll be 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
He can run for it, and he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Lamar Jackson Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. McManus's point after is good, and that will get him one closer. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails, because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
Big hit. Deron Payne on the stop. A gain of 10 brings up 3rd and 1.
Hey, check 25, check 25. Showing up. Hey, Ripple Blue Dot Quarkers.
Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1. And he finds his target. It's Sharp. And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
Let's go.
Give him 6 yards in the first down.
Yellow.
And that one was a lot of fun right there, because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
And I think this defense knew what was coming, as he is smothered behind the line.
I don't listen. I'll go away. Hey. Yellow. Mike 55. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
On 2nd and 12, Mahomes. He gets it into the hands of Larry Fitzgerald. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 43. The 11-time Pro Bowler Larry Fitzgerald still has it. His production did take a dip last year on the heels of 3 straight 1,000-yard campaigns. He's in the back half of his 30s now. What a career it's been. Coming into this year, over 1,300 receptions, 116 of those for... And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Myles Jack. And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Let's go, D. Double time. 3 down.
Flashy little move, but unable to reach the 40. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Let's make these babies cry.
Now this time he'll look to throw. He finds Coleman. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Well, some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. They'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on first. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Lamar Jackson with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Lions are going to jump back in front. The quarterback run has eaten him up all game long, and there he goes again, this time into the end zone.
And what I like about what I'm seeing, absolutely running almost with impunity. He's not worried about his body. He's not worried about sliding. He's not worried about protecting himself. He's worried about getting yardage. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, you've got to start figuring out what these blocking schemes are and finding ways to defeat them.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Yellow. 180. 55, Mike. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there,
On 2nd and 15 now. Mahomes. He finds Howard complete. Give him 16 yards there, and it's a Cardinals first down as well. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing. Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. They'll run with Hunt on. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards the pickup, good enough for an Arizona first. Now after the run by Hunt, here's 1st and 10.
He's crossing. He's checking crazy.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And he completes it to Hunt. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Mahomes going to throw. Flush to his right. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. Well, he's free. A scoop and score on the fumble return for the Detroit touchdown. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave them a comfortable lead.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This fielded at the 2. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. To To throw again on second down. Mahomes. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
The Cardinals on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 7. Working from the gun, Mahomes. That one is caught by Hunt. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 18 on that one, and the Cardinals have a first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Mahomes. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by the linebacker, Myles Jack. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Coleman, and an alley to run. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Right back to Coleman here on first down. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. This is Coleman. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game.
Watch the slant, watch the slant.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Now McManus will line up for the field goal. This a 43-yard attempt. And McManus able to put it through, and that will get the lead up to 14. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points, so while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now here's Mahomes. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. goes. Big Shaq Lawson gets the sack there.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the linebacker, Myles Jack. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 46-yard line.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.